Hey guys, sorry I'm a little late on the video. We were out late last night watching Lindsay and Ellie do the workout, and they did great. They got into, I believe, either finished the round of 21 thrusters or were really close. Both of them were really close, so it was really good, fun to watch them go through that. And so I got back pretty late, woke up this morning and put some stuff together for the workout. But before we kind of get into that, I just want to take a minute and just kind of talk to you guys about just finishing strong. I don't know why, just kind of going through all this stuff. I think that it was just reminded to me that the Lord often uses just everyday secular things just to kind of remind us of deeper spiritual realities and spiritual truths. And finishing strong is just kind of this theme that you see throughout Scripture, especially with Paul. Just as he's talking to Timothy, especially in 2 Timothy chapter 4, but then also where he just talks about in Philippians as well, just forgetting what lies ahead and pressing on towards the goal of the prize with Christ, and just not counting his life as anything of value to himself, but just that he can finish his course and finish strong. And so I want to read you just this passage out of 2 Timothy. This is Paul. He's writing to Timothy, encouraging him as his child in the faith. And he says in chapter 4, verse 6, For I am already being poured out as a drink offering, and the time of my departure has come. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. And not only to me, but also to all who have loved his appearing. And that just resonated with me, and I want you guys to just be mindful of the fact that I know this season may not have gone so far as you wanted it to go. Maybe you didn't do as well as you wanted to, but we want to finish strong. And ultimately, this is not the race that we're running. We are running a much, much deeper and much more powerful and much more important race, which is ultimately a race for holiness. It is a race for Christ to be with him and to be separated from this world of sin and death and just brokenness that's all around us. And so I just want you to take that with you. We're going to finish strong in this workout, and then from there we're going to keep running the race that we're supposed to be running and making Jesus known and making him precious in our hearts and just in our lives. So take that with you, chew on it, think about it, and then we'll get into the workout. So 7-minute AMRAP. You guys are really lucky. You got to go through, every single one of you should have gone through this on Tuesday because I programmed it for you. That was probably a little too good guessing on my part. I wouldn't have wanted you to go through the whole thing had I have known that it was going to be coming up again today. But anyways, you should have a good idea if you've done it then about how to game plan it and how to kind of strategize it and go about doing it. With that being said, I think that if you went pretty hard on Tuesday with it, I think that you could take Friday, mess around just with some pacing stuff, things like that, maybe not necessarily go through the whole workout, and then kind of push it off until Monday to give it just that one kind of, go for the kill shot. This is not going to be that kind of workout where you're going to be able to make up a ton of time. If you redo it, it's one of those that because it's so metabolically challenging, there's only 2 movements, your transitions are not going to make up a ton of time. It's going to be one of those things where your capacity is your capacity. There's not really any hiding in the workout. And so that's a really good thing in the sense that you can just go hard and just do the best that you can and just know that whatever you got, that's about the best you can do. But it's also just one of those things where it can be kind of discouraging because it's not going to be, you're not going to make up 20, 30, 40 reps in a workout like this. So let's talk just real quick about the warm-up. And you guys may not be able to see everything that's written up on this board, but I'll take a picture of it and send it to the GroupMe along with the link to the video. So if you can't see, just kind of use that photo as I'm going through some of this stuff. But warm up, we want to go cyclical, 3 minutes, and I've put all this on you guys for the day. If you're doing the workout, I've kind of given you a warm-up outline. But just to recap, cyclical, 3 minutes, right? Just row, bike, whatever it may be. We want to go into some general type warm-up stuff, so things like I like any kind of sprint drills. So karaoke, high knees, side shuffles, any of that kind of stuff, just to get warmed up, get the heart rate going, blood flow moving, all that kind of good mess. And then after that, after you've kind of broken a sweat, that's what you ought to be trying to do in that general warm-up, then you want to go into some mobility stuff. I think every single one of you, with the exception of maybe Lindsay, struggles with ankle dorsiflexion. Like you just have some limited range of motion there. And in a thruster, that is huge, okay? I mean, front squats as well, but thrusters for sure, especially with a lightweight like this. So you need to spend, 2 to 4 minutes of ankle dorsiflexion work. So just kettlebell on the top of the knee, driving the knee forward. I'll put a link to a video in that on Fitbot. And then also, after you've done some dorsiflexion stuff with your ankle, you also need to spend 4 minutes or so working on front rack. Thrusters are just one of those things where if you don't have a good position, you're going to bleed energy all over the place. And when we're talking 90 plus reps, maybe not 90 reps of thrusters, but getting up there to that, it's one of those things where every little bit of energy that you can conserve by doing proper movement is going to be huge. It's going to add up. Okay, so make sure that you are taking time to get into that front rack to get comfortable there where you can breathe and you're not feeling like you're having to create all this tension just to be able to get your elbows up, or tension in the squat because your ankle, your knee can't go forward out past your toe and you can't get your hips in a proper position on your squat. So do that. Make sure you're not skimping out on that part of the warm-up. And then after that, we want to do a little CNS prep. So we want to get you kind of woken up, get you ready to go after you're able to move real well. And what I would do is I would build just a heavy, moderate 2-rep thruster from the ground, right? So you're taking the first one from the ground, going into a squat clean, doing your thruster, and then falling right back into the next one, or possibly the next one if you're doing 3 reps. But you want to build up to something much heavier than what you're going to see in the workout. So for me, if the weight's 100, then as a guy, I'm going to probably work up to like 185, okay? If you're a girl, weight's 65, you're probably working up to something like, 105, 115, something like that. Just something that you can move through, but that's just going to allow you to feel that weight and get you woken up, pretty excited and jazzed up going into the workout. And then after that, we've got some metabolic prep. So this is real similar in nature just to 18.2 when we did the dumbbell front squats and the over the bar burpees. Same kind of energy systems that are going to be taxed in that workout is going to be taxed today, or in this workout. So what you need to do is, it's one of those things, you want to go into that workout having felt a little bit of that burn and a little bit of that just lactic acid build up in the body. We want that lactate running through the blood so that those mechanisms are already primed to be able to convert that lactate into fuel. So what we're wanting to look at is 1 to 2 sets, 20 to 30 seconds on the assault air bike, just going pretty hard, pretty fast. Then you can do 3 thrusters, 3 chest to bar, 2 thrusters, 2 chest to bar, rest. Okay, now if chest to bar is one of those things where you don't have a ton in the tank, just cut that to 1. So 3 thrusters, 1 chest to bar, 2 thrusters, 1 chest to bar. That's fine. We just want to go through a high cycle rate, so on and so forth. Get some of that lactate, working up, going through the blood, and then rest as needed. Do that 1 to 2 sets, and then after that, take your time, get your mind right, and get ready to go. Okay, so that's your warm up. I looked at the 12.5 top scores, just worldwide. Male, I couldn't find the top one. The second place was 162, and I know the first place wasn't much more than that. But so you're looking at like 163 back in 2012. And then for the females, it was 173, which was Camille LeBlanc-Bazinet. I remember her doing that. And it was extremely impressive then, and that's about where all the ladies got last night on the show. So you can expect for those scores, obviously, to jump up a little bit. People have gotten a lot better in the past 5-6 years. So I'm thinking regional score, right? Regional level score, and as well to do really well for your team, I think, is going to be getting into the round of 21 chest to bar pull-ups. Like, I think that should be a good goal to reach for if you're competent in chest to bar pull-ups, okay? So that'll lead into kind of just strategy and stuff like this, but basically the strategy comes down to knowing your limiter. If your limiter is going to be aerobic capacity, okay, then that's a little bit different than if your limiter is going to be chest to bar pull-ups, okay, muscular endurance there. So just know which one those is, and then you can kind of game plan accordingly. If your limiter is going to be chest to bar pull-up like fatigue from the high number of reps, you know you're going to have to break, then you need to break early and often. You don't need to be going into this workout getting to the point to where you feel like you have to break before you get another rep or you're not going to get one. That means you've gone too far. Okay, so you need to back off on the chest to bar pull-ups if that's going to be your main limiter in the workout. And then if it's aerobic, then the big thing there is going to be just making sure that you take time, a couple breaths, in between each transition, and that you're really focusing on maybe slowing down the cycle rate of the thrusters, just so that you can keep some of that oxygen coming back into the body and not having to go real fast twitch on the movements, if that's what you're going to struggle with. But yeah, so like I said, break chest bar pull-ups early and often. Remember, the workout is not one in the round of 3, 6, or 9, okay? It's one in the round of 18 and in the round of 21. The people who can push the last 2-3 minutes of the workout are the people who are going to do really well. The people who kind of crash and burn before that are the ones who are just going to kind of hit that, 95 to 99 percentile and kind of get caught in that bubble. Know your limiter, and then the second thing, I think this is probably the most important just when it comes to workouts like these, is that you need to expect pain. You need to know, don't get into the workout at 4 minutes and be wide-eyed, oh my gosh, what is happening? It's going to hurt. Just suck it up, deal with it, and push through it. So when it comes in the workout, you need to know that at 4 minutes in the workout, it's going to get real. Okay, and you need to accept that, and you just need to be okay with it and welcome it. Be like, okay, great. It's going to get harder. I'm going to go faster. Everyone else is going to slow down. I want it to hurt. Okay, try to have that mindset going into it so that you're prepared for it and you're not caught off guard. And you don't have all that self-talk going on, being like, oh, this is so painful. This is so bad. No, that's what you signed up for. Okay, so expect that pain, and then finish strong in the workout. And then also, I would just say for recovery tips, right, afterwards, if you're going to be redoing the workout, or if you're going to be doing it 2 times on Friday and then on Monday, I would just say for sure do an easy flush after you get done. 10, 15 minutes, bike or row, up to you, whichever one you want to do. Maybe go on a little walk. Any of that kind of stuff is going to be good. And then on Saturday, I will have programmed for you guys mostly cyclical type aerobic stuff, just to kind of flush a little bit, get your breathing, go a little bit longer, not nearly as intense as this. Sunday, either do an active recovery swim session, something like that, and then on Monday, hit it hard for the last week of the Open. So I just want you guys to know that I'm really proud of the effort that you've given. It's been a huge joy for me just to go through these 5 weeks. So I hope you're as excited as I am with how everything has gone. And if you guys have any questions, pacing strategy, anything like that, let me know, and we'll come up with some specific stuff for you to work on.